Also, I'm going to do something real quick here. Yeah, I need to... Only one of them does sound at a time, depending on which one I focused. That's actually interesting, I did not know about that. And it's oddly convenient right now. I'm sorry. No, I did misclicked. So, okay. Here we go. Let's see. I just registered, guys, with our other for Job Fiesta here. You know what I got? You want to know what I got here? I got a blue mage first job. It's a normal run, guys, so we can't get anything but wind jobs. So our solo character for Job Fiesta is going to be a thing. So now we also have the choice of either using Ferris or we're going to use Butts. Those are the characters that are the most in all battles. Butts is in every single battle. Ferris is only missing in one battle, I think. Well, technically two, because Galuf. Butts is also missing that one battle. Essentially, Ferris is missing only one more battle than Butts, that way around. So, which character should we choose, Ferris or Butts? Blue Mage equals GG. I mean, it's a really good one, especially for a solo character challenge. But, as if there was a choice, we can use Ferris. As I said, we can use Ferris. There are many Butts here in chat. Blue Butts. Ferris isn't in the opening goblin fights, they don't count. Batman Butts Blue Mage. I like it actually. I like it. By the way, if my character falls at low HP, I would not even know that, because I can't see the other window anymore. Also, if someone notices whether this dude here is running out of magic, that would be kind of nice to know as well, I guess. Because I'm going to do another setup, probably, where I'll be setting up the leveling process for the other guys. I actually remember, whenever, as a kid, whenever I needed to hold down a button for a game for an extended period of time, I actually had a little chess set that was basically using figures with, I think, an iron cast figures, so they were kind of heavy. Relatively small, but kind of heavy, and they were perfect for holding down buttons. But unfortunately, I don't have anything like that here, so I will need to have something for holding down a button eventually. By the way, can you hear the music? I did tone down the SNES 9X music quite a bit. I'm not sure it affected the second one. It did affect the second. Because I figured it would be in the background, the other thing. So, is this sound fine? Is it too loud? Is it quiet enough? Is it too quiet? Nintendo Power... No, it's not for a controller. I'm not going to use a controller for holding down that button on the other emulator. Game is good sound-wise. Okay, thank you. Spring clamp. The thing is, as I said, I'm not going to use that on a controller to hold down a button. I'm going to use that on the emulator in the background. So I'm just going to bind any random button to it and want to hold it down. I guess what I could do is like fold a piece of paper and then put it on the button and then put something larger heavy on it. That would only push down the button in theory. I think that would work. Alrighty, I actually never did a solo cactus challenge with butts, so this is going to be a first. So, the basic concept of this run here is going to be just kind of straightforward and simple. What I'm going to be doing is I will keep the other cactus at the lowest level possible, although if they accidentally gain a level, I'm not going to reset for that most likely. But the idea is that I complete all battles and all combat with just one character, and depending on setup, the other level 1 characters might be able to complete... Let's see, how many characters do we have? Haha. Depending on setup, the other characters might be able to complete one side of the fork tower. So we'll see how that's going to work. And greetings, Fields Brat. Good evening to you. How are you doing? Oopsie. So I want to also set up my configuration. I'm going to do this the simple way. This is not a challenge run for difficulty. This, well, kind of is, but a different one. So memory cursor, empty. Whenever I change job, controller setup is... that's fine. Color, as usual, I kind of like a purple. What if we get to Fork Tower and end up having to start a third Fiesta while waiting for that one to run out of MP? I probably would not do that. I would just skip the Fork Tower if it was something similar like that. But either way, we do have a Blue Mage, so I'm pretty sure Blue Mage can easily take out Omniscient in the meantime, so it should be no problem. The difficulty could be trying to get through the other side of the Fork Tower with the 3 low-level characters. So we'll see how that's going to work out. You didn't catch us. Yeah, the first class we get here is a Blue Mage. I'm still going to pick up Phoenix Downs because money is useful. Even if I'm not going to revive the other cactus. More specifically, I'm going to kill them. Aha! And in fact, I'm even going to buy them weapons so they can kill themselves more easily. That way we will not have as much trouble. More specifically, once you get mithril knives, the other cactus can always one-shot themselves if they are low enough level, which is really nice. Since then I don't have to worry about it. By the way, status report on how much magic points are left. We are at 5,883 magic points left. Goblin Punch is great for murdering yourself. Oh, that's actually a really interesting point. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. For anyone who does not know, Goblin Punch is a blue magic spell that deals more damage based on whether you're... I think it deals 8 times damage if your level equals the enemy level. So it can be crazy good. Hey Ghost Eye, how are you doing? You tend to have the same level as yourself. Yes, that is accurate. Most of the time anyways. Thank you, Ghost. I appreciate that. One of the best things about a blue mage is, by the way, as well, they can use shields, which is insane. Mage with a shield. Really, really good. By the way, the highest character aside from bots is going to be Ferris with level 3. She initially joins your party with level 3 already. So there's that. My gosh, shield plus elf cape incoming. Yeah, that's actually going to be a thing, most likely anyways. Although, I actually kind of forget on what blue magic is going to be useful. So, order of operation. We kill our allies, that's just what we do. Goodbye, Galef. Thank you. Thank you. No, not that one, the other guy. Ah, almost enough. Let's just assume the bats are going to kill her off. Wrong one. Or not. Alrighty, I will actually need to pretty much look up as to what blue magic is available and what I want to get. I do have an idea what I want to get because I've had a blue mage before, but a lot of this is just kind of, I know Goblin Punch, I know Akarik, I know the half magic or half level spell, I know the magic hammer. But beyond that, I'm not sure. Also, I actually do not remember whether blue mages can actually equip rods or not. I would imagine they can. Isn't casting vampire on yourself a thing? I remember there being something like that, Final Insanity. I don't exactly remember what that was about. Might have been in conjunction with the bone meal. And yes, Dave the Fate, we are doing a second run while waiting for the first. That is accurate. That button? Yep, that button. I believe there's a leather helmet in there that we can equip for now. Also, if I'm not mistaken, actually, what level am I? Ooh, I'm really low on HP too. I did not even realize that. What level am I? Level 4. I actually don't want to go higher than 6. I believe Carla boss is level 6, and we are going to get Goblin Punch. I'm just going to run away from those encounters. I healed myself in case I got a thing. Ah, I got a back attack there. He will run out of MP eventually, Dave the Fate. Killing him like this is unfortunately not going to be an option. As in, probably could be if the stars align, but we tried that for about 2 hours. And eventually I just decided to do something else on the side. Or I guess I'm doing that run on the side now. You can get almost all the blue magic without a Beastmaster. You can use a Dancing Dagger to confuse them and wait till they cast the beneficial stuff on you. Yes, that's the plan. I can't get White Wind until I get the Dancing Dagger, unfortunately. If you had a Beastmaster, you could get... Actually, technically speaking, if I can get control... If I get a Beastmaster in my party, I can learn control, turn into a blue mage, control the enemy and cast the stuff on myself. So technically, even if I don't have other people in my party, well, alive or active for that matter, I could still do the things with the Beastmaster. So Beastmaster would be quite beneficial to get as a blue mage. By the way, I'm going to be leveling my Berserker squad, or well, the 3 Berserkers and the Hunter on the side there, by doing this, employing the same tactic as I employed with my Quadzerker. I did that offline last year, with the leveling process that is, and I had a very simple method. That's why I need to hold down a button. What I'm going to be doing is, I'm going to go back to the pyramid, and go to one of those ramps that slide you downwards, which I believe the best one is just at the top of the pyramid. And then just walk into that ramp and hold the button to walk into that ramp, and the Berserkers and all the characters alive anyways will have the guard ring equipped. And they will gradually heal HP over time because the regen effect is automatically on them and not take enough damage to actually die. So they will gradually just run into encounters, defeat encounters, and get more HP and stuff like that. So that's the entire plan on what I have for my Berserker squad. The reason why I want to do this, I do believe I can defeat Neo X-Death with minimum amounts of leveling. Like level 36, 37 or so should be enough for the Hunter to survive in Almagest. And that's all I need for the final boss fight. But I will also want to go ahead and defeat Omega and maybe even Shinryu. So that's why I do want to go ahead and level for that set of characters as well. Blue Mage and Beastmaster go together like chocolate and more chocolate. I like it. I like chocolate and more chocolate. Sounds excellent. And greetings to you. More wood. Greetings to you. How are you doing? So I'm actually going to tell the other dude, yes, I would like you to drive the boat over there to the wind shrine, and then I'm going to grab myself a little bit more water while he's driving over there. Also, my hunter has not died yet on the side, so that's a good sign. We are almost at the halfway point of running the mage out of magic there. By the way, there are other places where you can level like that, but most of them have one or another problem. For example, the desert, there are enemies in the desert which do induce you with poison, and that's really bad for you, as you might be able to guess. Okay. By the way, I don't like fast forwarding, which is why I start another Fiesta here. Okay, be right back. Okay, we are here. One of the trickiest things for me as the solo character player is trying to kill off the other characters when we had a rest or something like that, because right now everybody is back alive again. Also, I would like to unequip everything, equip everything, unequip everything, oopsie, and equip Optimum on you, and also get the dagger instead of the broadsword, because that should give me an additional attack modifier if I'm not mistaken. You get the broadsword and you get the knife, so they have an easier time to just destroy themselves. So, first order of operation, you hit yourself, you hit yourself, you hit her, because she does the least damage to herself. Okay, one down. Ferris will be able to finish herself off. Gallof will not be able to finish himself off, so Bats will have to do that. And we get stunned. So, okay. This is one of the perils of a single solo character challenge. If you get stunned, you have no backup, and stun is insane, all things considered, because it takes you an entire turn, or maybe sometimes more, based on your level, how long it takes you to get out of the paralyzation, and then it takes you a full ATB bar refill until you get your turn anyways after all. So, okay, we want to reach level 6 before we go up further, or much further, so I might as well go ahead and run around here a little bit and grab some stuff. Mostly for selling purposes. Alrighty. And here we want to kill those Moldwind enemies first. The reason is pretty simple. Even though those annoying snakes can be really ugly and, well, do a number of damage to us, they are not nearly as bad as getting hit by Era, which, now that I think about it, is probably the first type of spell that we will want to learn. I think I should just go ahead and defeat the next boss. Also, as you may have guessed, we're not going for the Brave Blade either way, because the only way we could get a Brave Blade is by having a Knight, and because we're doing a normal run, the Wind Crystal job is not a Knight, so we will not get a Knight. It's pretty simple. I believe in this room there are no encounters. Getting the broadsword. And I will want to heal before I go up to this guy. We only have one potion left, so let's hope that this is going to be sufficient. Also, we are officially past the halfway point of Omniscience remaining magic points. Wow, breathing twice. That's really rude. We get 3 attacks in before he uses that thing. And then we get 1 potion. Maybe I should have gone and bought some more potions before I went here. But I actually wanted to just go ahead and get the mage class at the blue mage, so we also get start getting ability points for it. 3 times in a row. That's pretty unfortunate so far. Another one, 4 times in a row. We survived one more of those. Hopefully attacks once in a while. Okay, that's way better. Okay, we win. Nice. Unless we get a back attack now, we would be in good shape, I'd have to say. I'm not going to go over there and grab the rod. I'm going to level once I have more potions. I'm just going to run away from the encounter, especially those. Those are dangerous. I can kill one of them with one hit, but essentially, once they get 2 turns, the mold wins, or on the second turn they can cast Era, which is the weakest wind spell, but it's a wind spell, and as a spell it still hurts way more than anything else they could do. Whole breath wings all the time, it looks like it. You sure hope a 5th job brings me some damage. With Time Mage, Geomancer, Bard, and Time Mage? Wow, yeah. You would be kind of stuck with little to no damage until you get the final Bard songs. Geomancer is not bad throughout the first 2 worlds at least, so that's a plus. But other than that, you're just kind of lacking in any kind of damage department, really. On the bright side, you can just hide and run enemies out of magic. Yay! Let me do this. I'll need to update the text afterwards again once we switch back to the Hunter and Berserkers. So, I'm actually curious how far we can get until Omniscient runs out of magic. Knight, Black Blade, Blue Mage, Thief, Black Mage, and White Mage. Alrighty, we are officially Blue Mages. Or just one? So, here's the thing. I feel like, because I'm basically considering myself only having one character, I'm not going to bother changing the other guys into another job all the time to accommodate. Also, I understand the Batman now. That's pretty fancy. Dagger. Okay. Let me actually see real quick. With Batman here, he has... He's going to have level 6. And 20 strength, that's not a whole lot. And he may get an additional modifier from agility. Okay, he does get actually +1 from the agility modifier until he will hit level 7 as a blue mage. So we do definitely want to go ahead and do that. I know the second boss in this game, after Carla boss, Siren, is only level 2, so we won't be able to use Goblin Punch on her too well. I'm blue, da booty da booda, da booty da booda, da booty da booda. That's an old one. Oopsie. I forget, it's fine to just go straight to the left there, I don't need to go up. Beer! So what is our first class? Our first class is a blue mage. Our first class is a Blue Mage Operator Theory, and Blue Mage it is, and Blue Mage is super powerful. Actually, I'm not going to bother playing the pianos this time. For now, we will just move on. But as usual, we go into the beginners' hands, but pretend to be beginners, and just plunder their items. And take advantage of their hospitality, I guess. Sorry about that. Take an ether, 100 gil, and more importantly, oh, everybody gets healed here, I guess. Monster in a box. Okay with this. Gotta figure the broadsword. Here we go. So, this is a monster in a box, more specifically a goblin. So what does a goblin do? He uses goblin punch on you. Sometimes. That's exactly what we are waiting for now. So for anyone who's not familiar with the Blue Mage is, well, a mage. But he does not learn magic the normal way in this game, which is usually you buy your magic in order to be able to use it. But Blue Mage instead learns magic from enemies by getting hit by it. He has the so-called learning ability, and that allows him to essentially learn from the enemies how they use their attacks. Goblin Punch, and subsequently, after we win the battle, we actually have to win the battle, we can't just run away, learned Goblin Punch. And Goblin Punch is indeed a very, very valuable skill. As silly as it may sound, as little damage as it did there, the reason why I did so little damage from the Goblin to us is Goblin Punch is essentially just kind of like a normal hit. However, I can sit in the back row. Why? Well, because that normal hit, it completely ignores anything aside from the standard weapon damage and stuff like that. So it's super useful for that. More specifically, I don't think we will need a knife. Most likely. If you get a dancer, we could use it, but actually. So, more specifically, if we do end up getting to be the exact same level as our enemy with our Blue Mage, we will deal 8 times as much damage as we would normally do. So, on a baseline already at first, it's already way more efficient to sit in the back row and use Goblin Punch instead of just normally attacking as a Blue Mage. Because you do not get a row penalty, and you just attack for as much damage as it is. On top of that, you completely ignore any proc effects of the weapon, which can be a good thing in case of the chicken knife, so we don't run away accidentally, but it also can be less than ideal if in the case of the dancing dagger, because maybe you want the dancing moves anyways, or healing up yourself with Jitterbug Duet and Mystery Waltz or stuff like that. You get the idea. So yeah, also Goblin Punch costs 0 MP, so there's no reason to not just use Goblin Punch for the most part. Also, yes, that's a thing. You know the extremely weak weapon you get from Gilgamesh, the Excalibur? Well, that weapon turns out to have a really high base damage, but it's just programmed to, whenever you attack with the weapon, it deals 1 damage. However, the Blue Mage, he doesn't technically attack, he just uses the weapon's strength and also element to deal damage with Goblin Punch. So you actually can use that to your advantage to be the exact, to use the actual power of the Excalibur with the holy element on top of it to deal massive damage to X-Def in World 2. So with a Blue Mage, we are already really well off. On top of it, he can even, well, equip shields, so that thing is amazing. all these years we had the Goblin Punch. Yeah, the thing is, it's just a regular attack, but better most of the time, anyways. Status report: we are at 4,000 magic points for Omniscient. Yes, Goblin Punch Excalibur is a really good one. Oh, the Goblin Punch Chicken Knife is really, really good too. Although, I would have also taken a Thief, by the way, as I first started, even though the Thief by itself is not that great. Just being able to flee from encounters so much more easily is extremely convenient. On top of that, we also have other options like being able to steal weapons and equipment earlier than we would normally get them, which is actually really handy as well. We don't have any need to go into the weapon shops. You cannot purchase blue spells. You can only get them by getting hit by enemies. And before we move on to the ship portion, we want to go ahead and get hit by another blue spell. Also, potions. We want to have tons of potions. We have basically no need to use an ether for a while, so I'm going to sell that for more potions. And Phoenix Downs. We will pick up more as we go. I want all the potions here. As you might be able to imagine, if you are a single character, you will take a ton of damage. Did I get that already? I did get that already. And so, well, we move on. We need one more level to have the exact same level as Carlobos in order for us to deal 8 times damage to him. So, Blue Mage is arguably one of the easiest characters to defeat Carlobos with. Black Mage probably being right behind that with his little lightning bolts that he can take advantage of his weakness. Take good care of yourself, Captain. Alrighty. Also, here's another fun thing. If we wanted to grind for a higher level for a lengthy amount of time, we have 2 options for this. For one, we have the option to grind in the Wind Shrine, and those Moldwind enemies actually have a chance to drop an elixir, 1 in 16. And it might sound silly using elixirs already on the first boss, but you might actually have to with certain solo classes, since you won't deal as much damage as easily to Carlobos with anything but Blue Mage and Black Mage really. So you may have to heal up quickly, and the most efficient way to heal up quickly is just an elixir. So some classes, if you start to do a solo challenge with them, you have to farm some elixirs in order to heal up. But as I said, we don't really have to do that as a Blue Mage, which is really convenient. But we may want to have 1 or 2 anyways if we just get lucky like that. But we can't get too high level. Well, I mean we can, but then Carlobos would be significantly much more difficult. And as trivial as Carlobos, the gigantic red lobster, normally is for a regular party, it is not trivial for our party here. Let me explain how that's going to be working. Carlobos essentially... Oh yeah, I need to kill them off again. Blue Magic, Goblin Punch. Let me explain how Carlobos is going to work. Carlobos has 3 things he can do. One is Tail Screw, which reduces your HP to critical, which means below 50%, below 10 HP. That's one of the things. The other thing Carlobos can do is hit you with a paralyzing move, which completely takes away control for you, which is pretty much the worst thing that can happen to you in a solo character challenge. So we are trying to get a Moldwind enemy here. Oh my god. Halmagas is now hosting you for a ton of viewers. Wait, you were still streaming? Did you complete your run again? That's insane. Holy smokes. Thank you very, very much for the host, Mr. Magas. I really appreciate that, and welcome everybody. If you're curious what is going on here, well, we are trying to complete Fork Tower with no mages, and I tried to deal enough damage to Omniscient, but it didn't quite work out, so we are now running Omniscient on the left side of the screen out of magic, while starting another new Fiesta here. So this is going to be a solo character Fiesta, as you might be able to tell, and people have voted for me to use Butts instead of Ferris, so I'm going to be doing that as well. Everyone is taking dirt naps today. Greetings, Strifers of Lethargy. Yes indeed. And that is intentional. This is my solo character challenge for Job Fiesta for this year. And we already are off to a really good start. We have a blue mage, which is fantastic. Okay, here we go. No, not that one. Thank you, I appreciate the good luck. Can definitely use that. Alrighty, on the left side, by the way, that is my first for Job Fiesta, still in progress. We have 3 Berserkers and a Hunter. And getting past Omniscient, I kind of hope to be having a bit more success with that. But unfortunately, well, we just run Omniscient out of MP right now. Is it possible to win with 1? Yes, absolutely. Technically speaking, it would be not possible to complete the Fork Tower, but level 1 characters can beat the Minotaur without too much trouble most of the time, so it should be fine. Hello, where are the Moldwind enemies, please? I'm looking for a Moldwind enemy. I'm just going to go ahead and defeat those enemies here anyways. No death by nut or with bone meal? Can you? I don't think you can target yourself with level 5 Doom. Batman, get the level. We are now level 6. And we don't want to get any more high level because Carlo Boss is level 6 too. What's the little hunter cam on the left? That on the left is Omniscient. And Omniscient has, at the beginning, 30,000 MP. We reduced that to 10,000 by giving him an ether, and now we're just waiting for him to run out of magic so we can finally defeat him. Because if you attack him normally, while he is not silenced or anything like that, he will reset the entire battle. So we just kind of have to wait. Phoenix Blood, thank you. Thank you so much for supporting. Welcome. And I hope you enjoy your stay. Thank you so much, Phoenix Blood. Dual game, yes indeed. So, hello, where are the Moldwind enemies? I know there are Moldwind enemies on this floor too. What is going on? That's the 3rd one in the row with 3 money wizards. In the meantime, we might as well go ahead and get Rod over here for a little bit more money, I guess. It's a staff, not a rod, that's the difference. Wow! I am not going to fight this. Maybe I should. The thing is, they can't kill me. Moldwind enemies always in the first turn attack, but in the second turn they have, I think, a 1 out of 3 chance to use wind. Which, that's what I'm looking for. But I don't want to get hit by 2 winds at the same time and just straight up die. Because that does a lot of damage. Death by Nav ignores Death Immune. Does that apply to Bone Mail as well? No, actually, if you get hit by level 5 Doom, you get healed with a Bone Mail equipped. Are you kidding me? Now we get no Moldwind enemies anymore. We can't have a back attack with 3 Moldwind enemies. That's just death. We don't want that. Come on. This is getting silly. So yeah, Bone Mail completely counters level 5 Doom. It also counters Roulette, which... that's pretty neat too. I'm going a floor lower, I think, because there is a higher chance for mold with enemies. Huh. Just as I say that. Preemptive strike, that is actually really handy, because I can get 2 attacks in before they get in their second turn. Okay, now we wait for this guy to hit us with... Era, I think it's called? Aero. Nice, thank you very much, sir. Oh, 2 HP left. And we learn Aero, because that's what I was here for. That was really lucky to survive that, I guess. I didn't quite expect it to do that much damage. Oh well. Well, the reason why I went all the way to the top of the tower is because there's just an exit over here. Welcome! Phoenix Blood, thank you so much. Oh, you mean you're learning it, I see. Yeah, you need to use a Bone Mail. I don't have an option to learn level 5 Doom until we reach the second world where I get the Bone Mail. That's just one of the perils of a solo character challenge. Hang on, I need to save before I go in here. That's not a good idea to just go there. Ravindel. Or Ravindel? Feel free to correct me on how to pronounce that. Thank you for subscribing with Twitch Prime. I appreciate that. And welcome. Well, I hope you enjoy your stay. Thank you so much. Grump. Ramendel? You may have to actually correct me again, because I don't think I necessarily remember. You get healed when you use the warp on the back? That's interesting, I never knew that. Ramendel? Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. Fun fact, those enemies only attack female characters, unless they already queued an attack. So we could technically level on those without getting hit. I see. Alright, I got it on second try, so that's something, I guess. What is that? Stand guard, something is coming. Yes indeed. And now we don't want him to use Tentacle, because then we can't do anything. So he could now use Tail Screw and then another attack and we are dead. He missed Tail Screw. Wow, that's lucky. He has 650 HP. Wait, he's not level 6? He's not level 6, guys. What level does Carlobos have? Oh god, I hope I didn't overlevel now, because that would be super awkward. He's level 5! No! Oh, I thought he was level 6. Oh, this is going to be so much more awkward now. And we're dead. Unless you use Tail Screw twice in a row. Oh no! No one corrected me earlier. If only you had level 5 Doom. Yeah, I guess so. Well, okay. We are just going to level in the wind train then. I would have leveled in the ship graveyard instead, but we might as well make it the wind train now. Maybe Aero will do okay then. That's a good idea. Let me actually real quick see whether we get another magic stat multiplier here. We have 48 magic power. 48 magic power, 2.25 at level 6. Level 7 would give us... Level 8 would give us a really good magic power stat. Let's go to level 8. Let's go to level 8. Aero is a really good idea. Sure, blame chat. That's not the idea. Not really the idea anyways. I completely forgot Aero existed, so that's a good one, thank you. Top shops level up. Shops levels up. I'm not sure what you mean with that, to be honest. Chops level up when you are completing battles, so to speak. So we need to just defeat enemies over and over again in order to level up chops, kind of like leveling up the regular character as well. So we want to have actually level 8 on your character for now. Batman is level 6, yes, but apparently Carlabos is level 5. So I overshot my goal because I thought Carlabos was level 6, but he actually is not in reality. So that's my mistake, obviously. Spends 10 minutes farming for it, then forgets it existed. Yeah, that sounds like me. So yeah, I overshot it because I thought it was a thing, but well, in reality it was different. Batman gained a level. That was actually pretty quick to get one. Let's get another one and then we go out of here. I'm, by the way, on this floor because this has a chance of getting me 3 Moldwind enemies. Also, I should attack the White Snake first. Oh, apparently we are on the same level as goblins now. So if they hit us with Goblin Punch, that would actually be very, very painful. So chop abilities unlocked with AP. Kind of, yes. More specifically, not just the abilities, but it really depends on the job you get. Like a Berserker, he does not learn anything new by gaining chop points, but other classes can then subsequently use the Berserker's abilities if you level up the Berserker ability points. And that's kind of the entire idea. You basically mix and match your characters between each other, or your chop classes between each other, so they gain levels on stuff. Wow, that paralyzation is... wow! That paralyzation takes ages. And he immediately entangled us again. Thankfully he did not use Aero on this asset. No, come on! Okay, it didn't hit this time. Don't hit me now. I hit the wrong guy. Oh well, at least we're not going to die here. Unless we have a really unlucky streak. And greeting is 40 Hypersphere. Going quite fine. Is this a new for Job Fiesta? Yes, this is a single character challenge for Job Fiesta. And on the side, on the left, you can see us running Omniscient out of magic. Don't you get tired after hours of grinding this game? Yes, I do. I do indeed get tired. Maybe I should hit the goblin first. I do definitely should hit the goblin first. No, don't kill me! Did I save? I saved, didn't I? Oh no, I didn't. Oh god. This is amazing in all the wrong ways. Alright. Let's just level in here. I guess. 10 legs. Goodbye. Arrow, no Goblin Punch here. Goblin Punch is right in the timer. Something like that. Good morning, Flare Star. How are you doing? Wow. That was pretty strong. Okay, Goblin punching them. Ooh, they are actually level 6 apparently. That's pretty neat. And once again, they don't attack us because they only attack female characters for some reason. Rib runners! Yes, indeed. On the other hand, Octorek is not level 6. Wow, how much HP do you have? I guess a fair bit more. Put 63 experience. Hey, that's not too bad. Let's see whether that thing is level 7 potentially. Goblin Punch, level 7? Yes, they are level 7, so that makes that easy. Batman, what a fitting name for a blue mage. Yes, someone suggested it and I figured, solo character? Blue mage? Batman? Yes, please. How many Diablo 2 runs do you win? Well, I've completed one Hell Hardcore run. In case that was the question. Just one. That was a barbarian within something like 13 hours or so. Nice. I like those guys because I can one-shot them. The Adam West version of Batman? I don't know which one is which version. I don't know who really Adam West is. So, gain Observe as a chop level. Observe is basically learn, which means our character can now take a different chop and still learn from the other characters. Adam West is the 60s Batman, I see, so the one that I was more familiar with. What is this circle plus hunter cam? Is this life? Yes, it is. We are currently running Omniscient out of magic. After we run out of magic, we are continuing that run, not this one here. We will continue this one run afterwards. Isn't Observed like Libra? I don't think it is. Oh, I think you're actually right in Final Insanity. No, I'm wrong. Learn is not Observe. I think you're accurate on this. Thank you for the correction. 13-hour bar run is like 10 hours or rah rah rah. It's actually more like 9, but yes, it's a lot of yelling. Actually, it might be 10. The technical name is FFV. Yeah, no, you're correct. You're absolutely right on this. Oh well. I'm okay with this. Why am I fighting them? That is really silly. Too bad you can't shuffle your moves around. That would be extremely handy, since I would just want to have Goblin Punch at the top all the time. Batman gains a level. Alrighty, we are now level 8. We're going outside. Save real quick. Probably also just heal up, I guess. Might as well. And now we hope that Era is going to do a number on the boss. A big number, preferably. Like 2000. Which is not going to happen. But I imagine it might do like 100 damage, which is by far superior compared to just punching him for 30 or so. Release the Kraken! Pretty much. Status report on Omniscient, by the way. We are at 2,500 magic points left. But it will still take a while. So, here's the thing about Carl Boss. He is actually one of the most ridiculous bosses for a solo character challenge, because he can cast Tail Screw on you, and you have to heal. He can use Tentacle on you, and you can't do anything for about 3 turns. And then he can use Tail Screw. Unless he uses Tail Screw twice, we are dead here. Oh wow, we are actually lucky in this case. Because now he basically has a 3-turn cycle. He could now use Tentacle again if we are unlucky. And we are unlucky. And he can now use Tail Screw in 1 out of 3 chance. And he can now use another Tail Screw in 1 out of 3 chance. Oh, and we can block, apparently. That is actually lucky. That is a 10% chance to block. Come on! The vampire for healing? That would actually be clever. I'm not that clever. Wait, can I get vampire still? Can I get vampire? Where can I get a vampire? I haven't managed to attack once yet. I don't even know how much damage Era is going to do. Yeah, and it's over. The intro cave. Can we get back there? Actually, I never considered that. I don't think we can get back there, can we? Maybe we can? We can! Nice, thank you. That's a really, really good hint, actually. We can just get vampire. I like that idea. Thank you very much, Sandok. Unfortunately, the SNES version of Vampire is only half as good. Yeah, I mean, but it's still really nice. I've never seen those crafts before, actually. And greetings to you, Mercy Mate. How are you doing? So, now we're just kind of waiting here, I guess. Until they use... Vampire on us. No, that's not vampire. Vampire, thank you. Doing well, glad to hear that. There's fabulous pirate loot here too if you like consumables. I've actually never gone back in here. Learn vampire. Let's actually just explore. I might as well. Mercury Frog, thank you for the host. I appreciate that. How are you doing? Fabulous pirate loot, you say? I'm curious what that is about. I don't think those enemies are worth much experience, so I'm just going to run away from them. In here, maybe? As I said, I've never been in here after the intro scene, which is interesting. Poco! I love you. Wait, what? How did the race go? Quite fine. I still ended up being quite far behind Magus, but the run itself I had was not too bad. How do we open this? Oh, there's a switch over there. Aha! Ether, tent, and 300 gel. Not too bad. Ether might actually be useful in case we need to restore our magic. Oh, by the way, someone mentioned... Oh yeah, Goblin Punch. You can just knock out yourself with a Goblin Punch. I should probably just do that. That makes it way easier to kill my other characters off. Apparently we just walked through the closed door backwards. Alrighty, back to Carla Boss. Vampire might be actually really awesome there. Last time I was level 5 on Carla Boss because I actually looked up what level he was. This time I thought, he's level 6. I'm wrong. So it's going to be a bit more difficult because of it. Can't save on the boat. Okay, let's try this again. One day the rabbit will level up. It can actually level up, yes indeed. Although, currently unfortunately there's not much point to him leveling up. Oh, thank you for the host, I appreciate that. Even though I cannot really pronounce your name. Thank you very much. Also, if someone would like to tell me how to pronounce that name, feel free to tell me so. Vampires healing and attacking, so that'll help. Indeed, I assume so. Maybe I'll want to use an ether before I get into combat here. Considering I just basically picked up an ether I would not normally have, I'm not going to lack anything. How to run what? How to pronounce the name. Is what I'm asking. Let's see, Vampire deals as much damage as half of our missing HP, doesn't it? So that should already be quite a chunk of HP. A lot more than attacking with Goblin Punch anyways, without the proper level. It's just Carl. Yeah, it's just Carl. For a solo character, this is one of the most ridiculous bosses. For White Mage, it might be actually one of the most... might be the most insane boss to try and defeat. Hey, we actually get to attack. Arrow. 50. Not all that much. And we are stunned again. I hoped for about 100 damage, honestly. But I guess not. It might actually be faster for me to reset and get the proper level instead of trying to defeat Carl boss straight up. Maybe. That's 105. $155. At least it's easy to count damage, so that's a plus. $210. That might be really bad news. He needs to use Tail Screws twice now. I should have healed. That was a mistake. Is this a solo character challenge? Yes, it is. I mean, we still have like an hour before Omniscience runs out of magic, so we are fine. I kind of wanted to get up until the blue tower before that though. So let's see, what would be the next magic modifier that we could get? We are level 8 right now. Let's see if 10 would be one other one. No, would not be. Level 11 would be the next magic modifier if we wanted to deal a bit more damage with magic. And he again starts with Tentacle. On the bright side, he didn't use Tail Screw afterwards. I'll use that now. Okay, we now have Vampire. Pretty good damage to say the least. And Tentacle again. He could use Tail Screw twice in a row now if he wants to. Or one Tentacle and now Tail Screw. Come on, Tail Screw, that actually does more damage. No. Come on. Don't use Tail Screw now. Okay, now use Tail Screw. I want you to use Tail Screw. Actually, it doesn't really matter. Don't use Tentacle, I'm dead, unless you use Tail Screw twice now. One. Or we could block this next attack. Or not. Well, too bad. I'm going to try a few more times here, and if that doesn't work, I'm just going to go ahead and level up a bit. That was just unfair. That's just how it is. Carlobos is one of the big menaces of solo character challenge runs. If you can get past Carlobos, you're actually pretty much fine until Biblos, usually. Although we won't have much trouble with Biblos, most likely. No blocks, I mean it's a 10% chance to block, so it's kind of unlikely to happen either way. So we shouldn't count on it. But it would be nice. This boss was not made for solo challenges, yeah. Unless you were to not overshoot your level goal as a blue mage. It was distributed for blue, yes, indeed. We can just break fire rods if we wanted to. And yes, Christor, that is accurate. Someone, well, Sandok telling me to get Vampire was pretty much the best thing that could happen to me. So, use Tail Screw, because that deals more damage to you. I'm okay with this. This is so weird, wanting to him to use Tail Screw. Normally you don't want to use Tail Screw. 75. And we get to use a little bit of arrow, so that is about 125 damage. I'm going to use Vampire at 50 HP or so. Because that deals more damage, or almost as much. 177 damage so far. So, Tail Screw please. No, don't use Tentacles again. Tentacle is just a big meanie. No, don't Tail Screw now. Now you need to block or you Tail Screw again. Ah. Of course. Of course. How much MP does Butts have right now? Enough to kill Carlobos with the wind. If that answers your question. About 44 or so. I don't actually know how much Vampire costs. Vampire only costs 2 even. So that's super cheap. That actually saves me a lot of potions, now that I think about it. Is there any way to get more agility on him right now? Nope, there is not. Well, I mean, technically speaking, if we were not under the restrictions of a Job Fiesta, and kind of a little bit insane, we could level the Thief class all the way to Master and get the Thief's agility for our Blue Mage. No, grinding would not help you with getting more agility at all. Your agility is fixed for the specific job class you have, and also based on which abilities you attach to your characters. So there's that. Can you take off an equipment to lower your weight to the next bracket? I probably could do that, but I will also take a sizable amount more damage, and since his physical attacks are also a threat, I'm not sure I would want to do that. Actually, one thing I just thought of, if we go ahead and level a bit, that is actually not a bad thing, because we do get more max HP and thus Vampire does more damage. Okay, we need to block or he Tail Screws again. Or not. Give me one more good attempt, buddy. We'll probably put on the first waypoint anyways. Let me see. Yeah, actually, taking off any equipment would not help. Unfortunately. Fastest boss battle ever. Yes, in the wrong direction. Take more damage to do more Vampire. The thing is, it's more likely that he will kill me with an Paralyzed then. Which doesn't exactly help us. No, that's just his standard combination. Stun, into Tail Screw, into Death. He can only use Tail Screw in 2 out of 3 turns, and both of those are 1 out of 3 chance to use Tail Screw in the first place. Well, if you could find a way to get an action before you get tentacled, yes. If you could do that, but there is no such way. The Thief, I believe, is the only class who can get an action before Carla boss. But there is no such way for a blue mage. It doesn't work. You can't adjust your agility. There's no equipment you can buy for it, otherwise I was done that already. Leading. 1 out of 3. Haha! I don't know whether the pause even does influence RNG or not, but I'm okay with this. 76. By the way, I think it's a 1 in 3 chance to not use Tentacle in the first turn. So it's actually kind of likely for him to use Tentacle. And now he could use if he uses Tail Screw now, we would need to have a 10% chance to block. Okay, we don't. But he could still straight up kill us here. Okay, I'm okay with this. More damage. We now have exactly 150 damage so far. No. So next could be Tail Screw, I think. Ah, come on! You know he needs to use Tail Screw twice, otherwise we're dead. Once? I guess we could block this one in theory. No, didn't block. Too bad. Alrighty, one more try and then we just go ahead and reset this entire endeavor. Because I think resetting is going to be faster than trying to level up to a point where we can defeat Carl boss. This is just silly. Gaining 1 too many levels makes this 50 times more difficult. Should we be worried about that hunter? No, Drain actually heals him because he has a bone mail equipped. The dangerous thing is if Omniscient casts Reflect on himself and then cures himself. That's actually the dangerous portion for our little hunter on the left. Also, status update. Omniscient has 1100 MP left. Yes, Tranquilite. That's what I'm going to be doing if this attempt here is not going to work. I believe. Let's try. 1 in 3. Nope. So he needs to use Tail Screw again, no 10% block chance. Oh wow, Tail Screw again. That's a 1 in 3 as well. Greetings, Yinny. How are you doing? Okay, use Tail Screw now, buddy. Use Tail Screw. Do it. Nice. That's about 150 damage. I didn't quite pay attention. So, 1 in 3. Nice, thank you very much. That's very nice actually of him. We deal more damage. 230 HP so far. Very good, thank you very much. We are over half. Okay, that was a 2 in 3 chance for Tentacle. Do not Tail Screw me now, please. Thank you. Tail Screw me now, that's okay. Block was actually bad here, we deal less damage. To be fair, we will end up with a little bit more HP. It's better now to use arrow actually. I didn't keep count of the damage we done. This is looking actually really promising here. I think we may have him here. I'm not streaming for 17.5 hours straight now. Oh, not quite. Come on. Nice. Come on. Yes! Alright. Last try I would have done on this guy. We finally got him. Alrighty. Thank you so much, Ted the bot. I appreciate the 100 bits. I just had to take that in. Alrighty. Mistake was completed. Thank you so much, Carlobos, for helping us on that last attempt. Solo Thief against this guy is incredibly tedious. Yes, it is. I agree. Solo Thief has such a low strength value. It's actually kind of crazy. Solo Atmos on SNES will be challenging. Depends on the classes we get, but I think with a blue mage we are fine. We can't just use Death by Math. Thank you. GG, thank you guys. Oh! Stash just subscribed with Twitch Prime. Thank you. Appreciate that and welcome. Welcome, and I hope you enjoy your stay. Thank you so much, Stash. I assume that's how I pronounce your name. So, okay. For anyone who has joined us only just recently, what is happening here? On the left side, you see a solo hunter trying to run Omniscient out of magic. On the main screen, you see me starting another Job Fiesta because I was getting kind of bored a little bit, and I figured might as well do that while we are waiting for Omniscient to run out of magic. Afterwards, once Omniscient is out of magic, we will be able to, well, just kind of continue. With the 3 Berserkers and the 1 Hunter. That is the job classes I have on the left side. Also, thankfully, we are basically through Carl boss now here with our blue mage. That reminds me. Let's turn everybody into blue mages, because that will make it so much easier for me to kill them off. You equip a knife, that's okay. Oh, on the main screen also, I am doing a solo character challenge run. Which means I'm only going to ever use bots in this case in order to play through the entirety of the game. Thank you so much, Dash. How much progress do I expect to make with the Hunter Berserker run this stream? I expect to get them to the point where I can start leveling them, so to speak. And I'm going to be leveling them in order to defeat Omega. That is my goal. So, Goblin Punch yourself. Oh, well, that's convenient. Goblin Punch does 8 times damage that you would normally do with regular attacks. If you are the same level as your target, and most of the time you are kind of the same level as yourself. I'm not going to really bother trying to kill much stuff in here, I don't think. There's not much of a point to do that as a blue mage. Probably? Not sure. There's one Phoenix down up there, we don't really need that, it's okay. Basically, I want to finish the entirety of World 3 and only have the Cleft of Dimension left from all I'm going to be doing anyways. Arrow! Ooh, that's kind of low damage. I hoped it would deal a little bit more damage than that. Getting hunted to 37, not to die to Alim, I guess. Yes. That is going to be the first plan of operation. Getting the hunter to about 1500-ish HP, so the hunter will not just straight up die to Almagest, is one of the goals. Yes, exactly, Mercury Frog. Is Blue Mage meta basically just always be the same level as the next boss to Goblin Punch it? That is likely kind of a big part of it. Here's the deal though. The next boss is going to be Siren, and Siren is... Let me just look that up to make really sure. Let me look up Siren. Siren here. Siren is level 2. So unfortunately, we do not have the option to Goblin Punch her. We will just need to resort to regular strategy, so to speak. Have you ever done 3 Berserker run before? No, but I've done a 4 Berserker run before. And greetings, Shiryu Chevalier du Dragon. Greetings to you, how are you doing? Magis is level 8. Yes, Magis is level 8, which is also kind of the reason as to why I don't want to level with the blue mage here. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we can probably kill Siren, or try to anyways. I don't even know whether I can, honestly. We can try to kill Siren, and then most likely Omniscient is going to be out of magic, and we continue our Hunter Berserker run at that point. I attacked the wrong target there. Galuf is not the same target, the same level. So that does not exactly help. So I need to get rid of Ferris in the next encounter instead. Or they finished the job for me. Nice, thank you very much, appreciate that. I have no idea how you'd kill Omniscient with only Zerkers. You can't do the same deal, no, that doesn't work. The thing is, for Omniscient with only Berserkers, You need to get really lucky, as in, that's a requirement. Because it's not enough to just equip the Berserkers with Mage Smashers and hope they eventually get a streak of good luck. Because randomness in this game is limited to how many outcomes there can be in a sequence of events. Because Berserkers are very much a scripted fight, and so is your enemy. It will eventually just kind of fall back into a pattern where you kind of AI loop the same results over and over again and potentially never get a result that ends up in you winning. So, unless you have the correct start that results in you eventually being able to win and not fall into one of those AI loops, you actually cannot win with just Berserkers against Omniscient. It's technically possible. Apparently PJD Caesar has done it, from what I've heard. But I have not done that before. I ended up just skipping Omniscient with my 4 Berserkers, I believe. Yes, Omniscient resets the entire fight back to 0, just as if you started the fight anew when you engage, when you hit him with anything that is not a magic spell. Sounds like a massive pain. Well, it is, after all, split into the magical tower portion and the physical. That is the entire idea. So let's see whether we can defeat Siren here. Siren is only level 2. We actually don't want to level up any further because apparently the enemy after... Wait, actually. The enemy afterwards doesn't really matter, does she? Well, I guess we could use Goblin Punch on her. Let me actually look up something else real quick. Forza is also level 8. Okay. So that would make that decision easier. What level is Galura? Garula, actually. Not Galura, Garula. Level 3? Oh boy. You're going to use the rod on him. Stand guard! Slow? Oh no, that's the worst outcome here. That is so horrible actually, because slow is extreme on this in this game here. 42 damage, and she heals 64 out of it. Lovely. And sleep on top of it. You can't keep Garula frogged. Oh, that's interesting. But I can just use a rod on him instead. So she's changing back to regular form right now. And I'm going to use Vampire. So I get healed back up. I can't use Vampire on her other form. Oh boy. She's changing into undead now. If we have an elixir, we want to use an elixir. Because we are not going to survive 2 attacks. We do not have an elixir. Well, that's pretty much it, unless we block with the shield, or she only attacks normal. No, if she has 3 attacks total. We have to heal here. She attacks once more. Now. And then she changes back to the human form. She needs to use something in the human form that does not hurt us, because I think she gets a turn before we do. Maybe. Okay, we got 1 turn. Slow? Well, that's fine. I hope she doesn't use any attack spells. Cure is also really bad. Sleep? Ah, that's one of the worst case scenarios here. Sleep also resets our ATB bar, so we lose. Ladies and gentlemen, we will continue this solo character challenge some other time. We have saved in this ship, and let's go back to our hunter here, who's soon going to be winning. Very soon, in fact.